Welcome back to Cultivating with Sandra. We are out here in the garden, and we are so happy that you decided to join us today. And let's do a little recap of what we have done so far. If you remember last week, and we'll move around, hopefully, we don't get you all dizzy. Yet, last week we started with this garden bed right here. We planted some better snap peas with this sweet piece over on that side. Along the edge, we did some radishes, and those are coming up. This is exactly 1 week. In the middle, we have arugula. Arugula is coming up nicely. Kale hasn't come up yet. We see a little bit of this spinach coming up. That's our spinach right there coming up. And there's no spinach on this one. And right here we have also some radishes coming at the end. So this is the first bed that we have worked on. And I went ahead and I tried some, sorry about that, I tried some, we planted some calendula, which is going to be really good for our medicinal purposes. We planted some pansies, some snapdragon, and oh, right here I see some of our what is this one? This one is alyssum, some type of violas and pansies that they are coming up. So that is the update of our first bed that we planted together last week. So it's coming along. Some of those were not supposed to sprout for 7 to 14 days, sometimes 14 to 20 days, 21 days, but they're coming up. I hope you can see even with this sun. Let me see if I could put it this way. That is our first bed. And we also want to give you an update on our salad raised bed. This one is the one that we planted last week also. We spread the seeds around and they are coming up. Remember, we made this one to be just a grab, cut, and eat. So now we are going to be moving in to our last bed, which is my bed one. We are going to be planting today in this bed some carrots, some beets, cauliflower, broccoli, Chinese broccoli, regular broccoli, beets, and carrots. And we are doing that on this bed. And hopefully, and at least you could take over this one. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let me get away from behind the camera and go ahead and come in front of the camera. So what we have here, this is one of my low beds. This one is 2 foot. This is one is 1 foot. I have 1 foot, two that are 1 foot at each end, and then two in the middle that are 1.5 feet. So this one is, we are gonna do a lot of our um, two root vegetables, and then the other one. What I did is that I selected those that are less than 65 days. Technically, if you followed us from the previous weeks, during the previous week, we did we planted some of this indoor so we could then transplant them in the outside. But I waited to be able to plant them here on the outside instead of transplanting them. So we're going to be sowing those seeds here, and I'm going to show you how to do those seeds today. Some of you may be wondering, and I should have taken this apart, but this is my hoop for when I put protection for the frost or protection from the sun. And this is a simple, this is PVC and some conduits, if I'm saying that correctly. And I just cut them to size, put some clamps on it, and put it there. So let me see something. No, I can't. I'm not gonna take it up because they're screwed. So if we could get right here, focus on what we are doing outdoors and indoors. Um, you want me to help you with one? Okay, so I'll go help here with camera since we're having two. So if you are planting indoors, you this week you could be planting some cucumbers, honeydew melons, winter squash, zucchini, watermelon, pumpkins, and okra. If you are planting outside, then you will be planting beets, carrots, lettuce, onions, potatoes, chervil, chives, mustard greens, Swiss chard, dill, salsify, parsley. So that is what we are going to be planting some of these outdoors. And then if you want to start any of these indoor, you can also do that this week. So this is our week 6, February 9th to the 16th. And if you're doing by the moon, it's 17th through the 23rd. And the same thing for this side. Okay, so technically today is the 12th, so we're not planting so much by the moon. We are planting by our last frost date. Okay, so I want to walk you a little bit into what I did on this bed. What I did first is that I cut right here. I had broccoli, cauliflower. I had what else I had here? I had bok choy, and those went to seed. So I went to cut them as low as I could on the I want to see if I could. Oh, should be wearing my gloves. Now let me have my glove. Let me try to do better since I know better. Here we go. There are so what I did is I cut the root as low as I can to the ground, and then I put some compost, mushroom compost. I don't think I could find any. But anyway, I cut the roots as low the stem as low as I could. Um, and then I put some mushroom compost. Actually, I just put this just this morning. What we're gonna do now is we are going to put some of our compost tea. I have it right here. And because my parsleys are doing great and my cilantro are still okay with the exception of this one, I left them. There's no need. This is holy basil. I'm not sure if it's going to survive or not, but we're leaving it there just in case. That has so much medicinal benefits for all of us. So what we're going to do, this is compost tea that we made on Monday. Was it Monday? Today's Thursday. No, I made it on Tuesday. And we're just feeding some microbiomes. We're feeding a microbiome underneath here. And talking about microbiome, I want to show y'all something that is a goal. That should be a goal for all of us when we are planting. This compost tea is made with mushroom compost, worm casting, and chicken manure and molasses unsulfured. I want you to see if you could see a close-up. I'll show Facebook first. Can you see a close-up of that? And I don't know if y'all could see that there is white looking things there. And there's also, it looks like little white roots. That is something that benefits your garden. And if you have it, you should be very proud of how you're taking care of your garden. So I won't make any mistake. I'm gonna read you what that is. And I printed it. So the white stringy substance commonly found in healthy, nutrient-rich soil is actually not an algae, but rather mycelium or mycorrhizal fungi. This fungal network is a sign of healthy soil, acting as a fungus root that helps plants absorb water and nutrients, promotes fertility, and break down organic matter. So it looks white, thread-like strands that form a web-like structure or fuzzy on the soil surface or within the root zone. So it is beneficial because their function is a symbiotic relationship between the fungi and the roots, which is crucial for cycling plant nutrients and immunity. So the presence of it means that your soil is healthy, and that is what you want to have on your soil, in your soil, I should say. So when you are adding mushroom compost, you are adding um, worm casting, when you are adding anything that is organic, eventually with time, you will develop that, what's the name again? Mycelium in your garden, which means that your garden soil is extremely healthy. And that is our goal for all of our garden beds. This one is my healthiest garden bed out of all four. Don't ask me why, because I treat them all the same, but it's they're different. So what I'm gonna do now is I am going to, remember last week we sifted some of the soil to make sure that it didn't have our wood chips or parts that will inhibit the root from growing. So I did the same thing this time. So I am going to put this on top, and the reason why I'm putting it on top is so we could land our seeds in this area so they could have the freedom to grow freely without any issues. So you got some more here. This process is tedious, but it's so beneficial because this loose soil is what seeds thriving. If I could get it all out. So I just dumped it all. So now we're gonna spread it to make sure that it covers our entire bed. So when we plant our seeds, we have loose soil in which our seeds can easily grow and don't have any barrier on something stopping the roots from coming out. So here we go. Some of you may want to level your soil, and that is fine. I just eyeballed mine, and it's never perfect, and I'm okay with that. If you don't need it perfect, then that's fine. If you do what you got to do, as long as you meet the goal that is planting, growing some of your food that will be um, nutritious dense food, nutrient dense food that allows you to get more nutrients than buying it at the grocery store. So right here we have it all. I know this is higher than the, if there's anybody that have question, Annalise, make sure you interrupt me, okay? because I want to be able to answer all of your questions. Make sure that if you like this content, that you like the video, you like the post, you share. And if you are on YouTube, subscribe to our channel so you could always be notified of our videos. Right now, I am going live on my personal channel, but I will not always go live on my personal channel. Okay, so now that we have this naturally level, we are going to do our planting. And remember, you are planting what you want and what benefits you. So let's go a little bit over. We use a lot of cilantro. And cilantro is very, I could say, prolifically used during the summer. But cilantro likes cool weather. Cilantro like all the temperatures under 85 degrees. So we do cilantro and parsley. A benefit from parsley and cilantro is that they are binders. Binders are what you need. You know, lately there is there's a trend about, and I call it a trend because usually it doesn't last, even though it's a very, very, very good trend of detoxifying the body. So you could take all the detoxifiers that you want, but if you don't have something that binds those dead parasites and flush them out of your system, then those parasites are going to stay in, and their excrement and their matter is going to get you even sicker in some cases. So you always have to add something like cilantro, parsley, bentonite clay, um, the charcoal. Make sure that you're adding those to your diet, um, so it could flush your system out. We will eventually have some detoxifying teas available on our website. So we will also come along with and let you know, hey, you need to do some binders with it. The only thing is that a lot of people want to add dry cilantro and dry parsley to your tea blend. But let me tell you something, if you didn't know. Once the cilantro and the parsley is dry and made into a tea, it's not a very good binder anymore. So you want to take that as close to fresh as possible. You may make a eat it, or some people make a tea, but make sure that the water is not extremely hot. If the water gets over 100 and, oh, don't quote me exactly, over 100, over 95 degrees, it start killing and the flowers, the benefit of, oh, like chamomile tea. It kills the benefit of chamomile tea. Not all of it, but most of them. It kills the benefit of the anything that is a flower or a tender herb. So keep researching, keep learning what works for your body and what is best for you. Okay, now that we have got that out of the way, I was actually going to start on that side, but I'm going to start on this side. This is something that somebody gifted me. I think it was my daughter, Elizabeth. She gifted this to me, and it is a spacer. It's a ruler, and it tells you all the inches, and besides tells you all the inches or the spacing, it also tells you that your carrots should be 2 inches apart, the beans should be 3 inches apart, the onions 4 inches, and it goes on all the way to cantaloupe. If you're planting cantaloupe, they should be 36 inches apart. Brussels sprouts supposed to be 24 inches apart along with tomato. And that is when you're doing rows and rows and rows of things. But we're not doing rows and rows and rows of things, and we don't have a farm. We have a raised garden bed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay this ruler here. Somebody's playing some music. That's rare for our neighborhood, but we welcome it. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. So we're gonna level this as much as we can here so our ruler can work well. Do you have to use a ruler? Nope. I'm just sharing things that if you don't think that you could figure it out because of the dimension, well, you could buy something like this. So you put your little ruler, and there's many size, many. This one goes 38 inches, but technically the ruler is about 40 inches long. And then what I'm gonna do is on this one, right here on this row, I'm gonna plant some carrots. So I have my ruler, and carrots are supposed to be, according to this ruler, 2 inches. According to my seed packet, 3 inches. So if you want to do 2.5, that's fine too. The goal is for you to plant. Okay? And the reason that you leave your carrots that much room apart is because you want it to have the room to grow. So carrot seeds are extremely tiny. Then I want to see if you can zoom into my dirty hands and see how small those carrot seeds are. They're tiny. And carrot seeds, let me see if I could get here in front of this one. Carrot seeds have very low germination rate. So what I'm going to try to do is every 3 inches, I am going to put 2 seeds if I can get them small enough. So that's 2 seeds there. 4. I'm going to put it every 2 inches. And the reason I'm putting it every 2 inches because their germination rate is not that good. This sun is kicking. So I just made a mistake and dropped one on an odd number, but that is okay. So we're gonna go every even number. We're gonna try to put 2. If you happen to drop a little bit more, it's okay. There's no need for perfection in the garden world. Outside of no chemicals. That's the only, I believe, requirement that we should have when it comes to organic planting. The less chemical, the less illnesses that your body will have to experience. Okay, so, and I'm only gonna do half of the garden with you because, as you know, it takes time, and I don't want to keep you here too long. What I did different this time that I done last week, I don't know if we could get this, is that I went ahead and put what we're growing, which are carrots. We planted it on 2/12, which is today. According to the package, it takes about 65 days from planting to harvest. So I put the 65 right here. And then I put approximately when I should be receiving a harvest, which is April 16th. Okay? So I did that so I can be on the lookout for my carrots. So I carefully pick these up. And you know what? Let me put you right here. That's another one that says carrot. So I know that this is my line. We are going to make sure that we make sure that our seeds have soil contact. And we will miss this at the end. Okay, so that's our carrots. The next thing I want to plant is some beets. We consume a lot of beet during the summer, and I source beet in the winter for my husband's um, capsules that I make for him. His capsule has beets, cayenne pepper, hawthorn berries, spirulina. I'm missing two more. Actually, today he asked me to include lion's mane on his next batch of peels. So you once you start learning the benefits of things, that's what you will incorporate. Now, I will not eat beet cooked or raw. There's no way you're gonna get me to eat that. But I could eat a beet juice mixed with something sweet like pineapple, or I could take it in a powder form. So, because I know the benefits and the nutrient value of it, then I'm gonna plant some to see if I could get them. According to the packet, I need to put this no more than half an inch deep and 4 inches apart. So I have my row right here of carrots, right? So I want to make sure that I give it at least 4 inches from here. So that means I have to be right here. So what I'll do, I'll put my ruler right here. And the reason why I leave this is because this is where I like to plant flowers and make it all pretty. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put that. This is my golden one. So I'm going to put this right here to make sure that I know where my beets are growing. And then this one is number 12. So this one goes here. And then this one goes right here. Okay, now I'm going to just plant one row. You see how I planted one row of carrots? Then I could come back and do another row of carrots, because I don't want all of my carrots to be harvested at the same time. That defeats the purpose. You want as fresh as possible, because it has the highest nutrients. So beets, it says to do it every 4 to 6 inches apart. Why so much apart? Because these babies get pretty big. So I'll show you what this is look like. Way bigger than, can you see, Elizabeth? I mean, Annalise?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll go here. And these are a lot bigger. So it says 4 to 6 inches, because I'm going to grab them the earliest possible. I'm going to do it 4 inches. So I like 4-inch beets are pretty good to peel. So I'm going to put, as it tells me, also look about the germination rate. These seeds were bought in 2024, so the germination rate is going to be a lot lower. So I am going to put them every 3 inches apart. It's supposed to be 4 to 6. I'm going to do 3. And the reason I'm going to do 3 is I'm going to put one seed only. And if they don't germinate, it's not too far. Okay, so I'm going to do every 3. So that's there. 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Oops, that's 2. I'm going to leave it 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. I'm gonna pick this one up and 1, 4, 7, 10. So I have my beads there. Now, this one says red, but I'm gonna put it here. I'll change it later with the right color, with the right name, so I can know that my beads, they start over there and they finish right here. That way you have an idea on how that go. This one says that you have to do it half an inch down. So we're just gonna do it. Remember how we measure half an inch our nail bed? So we'll go ahead and do it. This one has 2. I'll separate it a little bit. And we go there. Any questions, Nena? No, good. That means we're covering in detail. So we have it here. Okay, so our beets are done. The next thing we're gonna do is broccoli. Broccoli tells you that broccoli has to be um, 12 to 4, 12 to 24 inches apart. So we'll do 18. And we are right here and it says it needs at least 12 inches. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do 6 inches. So right here is our beads. We're gonna do 6 inches. It's right there in the middle of the bed. So we'll put it here. Do you have to use the spacer? Nope. I'm just showing you a way that you can do it. So for our broccoli, it doesn't have the germination rate. Our broccoli says that it's gonna take us between 49 and 78 days, but it averages around 65. So we are gonna do 18 and 18, that's 18 and 18 is 36. So I'm gonna put 2 at 1, 2 at 19, and 2 at 37, and I am gonna guess on this one right here. Okay, so that is my broccoli. We ended up right here, and I'm just gonna do one right here. I'll write it later. That is my broccoli. Don't forget to label. Now, what I'm gonna do is that I am going to get my cauliflower and I can interchange it to interchange the cauliflower because we're doing 18 inches apart. My cauliflower can be between those. So where's my, did I not do my sign for my cauliflower? I don't think I did my sign for my cauliflower. So what we'll do, we'll go a little bit out. Because I want to do my Chinese broccoli right over here. So I'm gonna go a little bit out, like right here. And this one says every same spacing. So what I'm gonna do, I started with the 1, so I'm gonna start with this 6, so you have enough space between the sun. So I started with the 1. Well, let me start with the 7. Let me see if we could do math real fast. So 7 plus 18, Nena. Okay. So 7 here, 25 here, and then 25 and 18, that's 40 what? 43. So we are going to, is that right? I should have been faster than that. But what they say, when you don't use it, you lose it. I haven't done math like that in a while. So we are going to put this one, and this one is going to be cauliflower. So that one goes there. And then the last thing we'll do with you here live with us is our Chinese broccoli. And it's going to go over here, right in the middle, between the two. And we win 1 and 6, 1 and 7. Chinese broccoli. These seeds are extremely old, so I honestly do not think they're gonna grow. But why not try? This one says we have to be 8 inches apart. So let's put this in the middle, and then 8 inches. We're gonna start with, because we did this one with 7, right? And we did that with 1. So let's try this one with 5. 5 and 8, Nena. Oh man. Yep. 13 and 8. Yep. 21 and 8. Yep. And 29 and 8. 29 and 8 is 37. No? Yeah, 37. And then we are going to guess right over here. Okay? And that is our Chinese broccoli. So that is all we are planting live. The only thing I'm missing is my red beets and my carrots on this side. And then I need to decide what plants I may want to plant on this bed. Something that I forgot to go over is that if you planted um, your seeds indoor, transplanting outdoor for this week is cabbage, chives, mustard green, spinach, arugula, leeks, broccoli, Brussels sprout, kale, and Swiss chard. So if you planted those in the inside and you have little plants already, it is time for you to go ahead and plant them outside. But what I didn't discuss is, let's go over here and let's look at our what we planted indoors. What we planted indoors is right here. I don't know which one is the best way. Maybe this way. Hold on. Yeah. Come on this side, Mama. This is what we planted indoors. Okay. So what I did this week is that I have brought them out on Sunday. I brought them out for an hour in the morning, and then, well, late morning, because it's been pretty chilly in the morning. Then Monday I brought it up. Sunday for 1 hour. Monday for 1 hour, Tuesday for 2 hours, Wednesday for 2 hours, but I lost track of time, so it ended up being 3 hours. Today's Thursday. Today they're gonna be out here at least 5 hours, and then tomorrow will be at least 6 to 7 hours, and then they will be ready to be transplanted outside. Once their true leaves have come, you see they always grow. Let me see one that is only half there. This one. Uh, yeah, but let's see. This one doesn't have true leaves yet. It has the only two. Once they get four leaves, those are true leaves. Because remember, your seeds do not need any nourishment until the third and fourth leaf come out. Before then, your plant has everything it needs. The only thing it needs is water. That's why you can sprout a seed in water by itself. You could sprout a seed in a napkin, in a paper towel. You could sprout a seed in toilet paper. You could sprout a seed just about anywhere, as long as it has moisture. But once it gets its true leaves, then it needs more nourishment. And some of you probably are wondering what is that brown stuff around it. I started getting some kind of fungus type looking thing. Um, and I just did some cinnamon. Just coated it with some cinnamon, and cinnamon will take care of it. So that is something that you may want to look into and keep an eye on. But once after this week, I am going to go ahead, even though they look so tiny, as long as I know that there's not a freeze coming up, I could start transplanting them next week. Tomatoes will start going crazy once it's in the right environment, and I know that my soil is so healthy with all the nourishment, it will start growing like crazy. Now, I'll tell you, tomatoes, peppers are heavy feeders. So you have to feed them once a week. You saw when last week I fed them with the compost tea. Well, this yesterday I fed them with fish emulsion. Fish. It's stinky, y'all. Y'all don't want to have to do this inside. This is really for outside, but I wanted to feed it, so I just went ahead and do. This is a fish fertilizer. This Alaska Fish Fertilizer 511. It stinks. It will bring flies to your garden, but it only stinks for outdoors. It only stinks for an hour or two. Indoor, my garden room still smells. But once it's absorbed and it moves on, and then it's good. But this is good. Sometimes I use this in between my compost tea feedings. Um, and this season, I'm going to show you how to make other um, fertilizers with yeast. Yes, the same yeast that we put in our bread and stuff, with yeast and molasses and things like that. So to help us grow um, better, bigger, bigger and nutrient full fruits and vegetables. Also, um, we'll go over tips on what to do when you think that your plant is sick. There's a solution with simple aspirin. Um, I don't use that much. It is to some people considered organic. I will teach you how to do it because some people do consider it organic. I'm like borderline on it, but I am not gonna withhold um, information just because I may feel iffy about it. So I will be showing you how to mix that mixture if your plants happen to be sick. But as long as we are consistently watering it, we are consistently, especially for tomatoes and peppers, we are feeding it once a week, um, then that should be enough. Your plants should be healthy enough, create um, those communities within your soil to keep your plants healthy and strong. If there are no questions, I want to share my or tell you my appreciation with you following us each week and coming along this adventure. If you later on in right now we are focusing on planting the garden beds for those of you that have garden, but we also can do it in small containers. This is where I started, and I think I told y'all this in another video. I went to the Dollar General. I got these plastic containers. They're not for planting. I draw holes in them, and I used this container for 2 years already. This would be, no, 4 years, and they're still good. And the only thing about containers like that, and I will show you more later on in other videos, is that it stays hot. It's plastic and it stays hot. And you never know exactly what chemicals are leaching from the container, but I will grow my things right in the middle. And vegetables were good. It worked. Cardboard boxes for potatoes work. Grow bags that I have some back there. So whatever it is that you want to use, you can use, and as long as you start, and that's my thing. As long as you start, that's all that matters. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you um, being here with us. We'll see you either Monday, at Medicinal Monday, or Thursday next week. Have a blessed day.